the feeling of a lack of security and the stresses that come with it. It could be financial security, job security, and so on. A not so fun thing about growing up is understanding why adults stressed so much about finances as a kid. What's your perspective on that?
We all have insecurities on a lot of things. And I
Mm,
still deal with insecurities on when you're talking about job and finances. So yeah. And sometimes I think I'm on top of it, where I think, well, yeah, I'm good. But then it sort of creeps back in. It's
mhm,
like a slow ship
mhm,
sailing in the port. And there it
mhm,
is. And so how I'm dealing with it is I remind myself I'm where I'm at because I'm where I'm at. And
mhm,
everything is always going to work out.
mhm. Yeah,
And if one door closes, another one will open.
yeah, yeah.
So it goes back to the same thing that I always preach, that as long as you know that no matter what life throw at you, that you're gonna be all right.
Mm,
And so this is how I deal with it in my mind. So I know that no matter what life throw at me, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be able to deal with it. So don't let that insecurity come in here and try to mess up your day
mm,
and get into your mind. And then it creeps into your spirit. Because I've been through all that too, the insecurities. And because I've been doing this entrepreneur and sole trader for over 20 years, probably 23 years now. So my financials always been on my own back, what I can produce. So if what happens with that, as you know now, when you're an entrepreneur and you're your own boss, insecurities creep in all the time.
mhm,
Right when you're trying to be creative, or right when you want to be excited about your future, insecurity
mm,
come in. So here I am.
mm,
um, what's going to happen when this and and um and so I did struggle with that a lot early on, and I might well say I still struggle with it today, but I have a defense for it to get it out of my system real quick, and
mm,
then it came with experience of realizing it's an absolute waste of time.
mhm,
Um,
mm,
because you really want to be staying in tune and staying focused on about the excitement
mhm,
of living and the excitement of what you're trying to achieve and
mhm,
the excitement of where you're going and the excitement of who you're becoming. But
mm,
insecurity comes in and say, just like I said, like a parent trying to protect
mm.
you. But
It's
what
like a
about,
panic mode.
sorry?
It's like a panic mode.
Yes.
That you feel it coming on, but like,
Mm-hmm. So
uh-oh,
insecurity is attached to fear.
yeah.
It,
Mhm,
it, it and fear are standing next to each other, and
mhm,
one of them's pumping the other. And so they're attacking you. And what they're also doing is they're attacking your happiness. They're attacking your balance. They're attacking your state of mind. And then at the same time it destroys your creativity. So it's sort of getting in the way of where you want to go. And so that's an enemy of that's the enemy of the state. So you need to learn to be just to be aware that it's a nothing, but it's trying to be something. It's coming in, trying to affect me. Because you can't control it. The only way you control it is by doing what you're doing, making sure that you keep doing what you're doing and stay focused and make that happen. Because if you make that happen, then what that security talking about don't matter. So whatever that security coming in trying to talk to you about, then it doesn't matter if you stay focused and stay energetic and stay zoomed in on what you're trying to do. Yes, there's always a possibility that things can go wrong, no matter what you do in life, no matter where you at. If you have a day job, at any given moment, you can lose that job. People go to work all the time and come back at home at lunch, no job, or a business closed down, a corporation, whatever. There is no such thing as real job security.
mm. And you're saying the solution is to skip the panic phase.
You
Just
have to
it's
you
not
have to have
it's a waste of time.
a mechanism that you use every time, like a little tool that you a weapon you're waiting on insecurities because it's coming and you have to use it every time. That's what I do. It's insecurity come, and sometimes it get right on top of me, and I got that weapon that I use now that you push it away, and then you get back to doing your business because it's gonna always. So it's about self awareness. Your insecurity is gonna come and attack you, and if you're being bombarded with it every day, that's because you're not dealing with it. You have to stop what you're doing and deal with the insecurity, and that could be something as simple as an affirmation of going back to why you chose to do what you're doing. And then you slowly let that candle burn and you get excited because you can't address what the insecurities are telling you other than do what you're doing. That's the only way you can address that insecurity. So yes, it's gonna come. So, but you have to learn to adapt and control that insecurity. And some people use that insecurity as a motivator. You know, um, a level of desperation can be a good thing. In fact, that was probably one of my biggest issues coming through the ranks as far as being an entrepreneur. I never really desperately pursued anything. Found I never felt the panic of if this doesn't work, my life is over. So you don't want to be at that level, but if you don't have nothing that's going to fuel your fire, because I was always, you can say, oh, you can be overconfident. No, and I would say, oh, this doesn't work out, not a problem. I do something else because I can do whatever I want, set my mind to do. So if you have that mindset that you can do anything, you have to be careful because and that's a good thing, mindset to have, but you have to be careful because if you don't have a little bit of a desperation through fear to feel that, then what's gonna keep you focused and keep you going? The excitement alone is not gonna do it. You gotta have some sort of okay. So that you can turn that insecurity into a positive thing is what I'm trying to say. Instead of it being a negative thing, it can be something, okay, you think I'm gonna do this? You think it's gonna fall apart? Which check this out. I'm going to do 10 hours of this now. I'm going to do 5 hours of that. I'm getting so don't worry about what you're trying to do. I'm going to do this now. And so that's what you find with some people who are very successful is because they had this enormous fear of failure. I've never had an enormous fear of failing. I think it's a fine line. It's like a happy medium. You need to have something, and that's important. It's a healthy relationship you can have with an insecurity, not necessarily a bad relationship. You can turn it into a healthy relationship. It all comes here. And how do you do that? What I said earlier, you have to develop that mind to be able to get in that mindset. So once the insecurity comes, your mind is telling you right now, holy crap, it's over. Then the fear kicks in, then the anxiety, then the stress. So you have to change your mindset again. You can't change the situation, but you can change your situation within the situation.
Yeah.
Change the way you think about what security is telling you. I mean, if you don't do this, you're gonna always be broke, or you're never gonna make it. So insecurity is telling you this. Your insecurities. So you have to turn that insecurity into, I dare you try to tell me this. Guess what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna call that person that I've been dreading calling. I'm gonna network tomorrow. I'm gonna see that store that I said I want to see 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna do this. So change the way you think about what insecurity is telling you. So you crank it up a notch every time insecurity, because that's what really, it's your friend. That's another way you can change the way you think. Insecurities, that's my friend. He's come to tell me something. Now, your friends don't always tell you exactly what they're telling the smoke screen. So your insecurities coming is, hey, you're not doing enough work. That's what your insecurity is telling you. You don't look at it. You don't look at it telling you you're not doing it. You look at it. You telling me I'm gonna fail. Same thing. If you're not doing enough work, you're gonna fail. If you're not networking like you know you should, or you're not marketing like you know you should, then you're insecure. So don't get angry at it. Don't get frustrated at it. Don't get fearful of it. Let it be your friend. Thank you. Thank you. You're reminding me that I need to step it up.
Mm-hmm.
You're reminding me that I'm on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the mindset to change the way you think about what's happening to you. So, because you get the fear of losing that, what you've gained. And you want to be careful of that. You don't want to get in the, you just want to, you don't want to get in the habit of getting fearful and getting insecure about losing what you gain. Because before, when you never had nothing, you don't have that insecurity. You have security in not having anything. But when you got something, now you get insecurities of what happened if that happened. I might lose this, I might lose that, or it won't be this way anymore. You get, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's everything is a tricky mind attack. And you have to be aware of it. So self-aware, self-development is the way I look at it, and the way I try to build my armor to defend against all this. And you have to be thinking like that. If you think you don't need armor in life, then you're gonna be attacked and you're gonna be in a lot of pain.
Mm.
So unless you just got this strong mind that nothing affects you. So you have to understand that you have to build a level of armor through wisdom and awareness and connect those so it can't be broken. Because sometimes you can have armor and it can get knocked down. And so if your armor is weak, it can be broken down. In certain areas of my life, my armor is weak, and I have to identify that and try to make it better. And that's why I work with you, because I pass my armor down to you, the weak and the strong, and you can work with that, and you can work on that armor and make it stronger. And so, what is the armor? Knowledge, uh, um, wisdom, awareness. That's the armor. It's superior armor when you're aware of how you fit in this world, and you're aware that things attack you, yourself attacks you, your people around you attack you, the sun attacks you, smoke attacks you, everything, your environment, everything attacks you. So you have to be aware of how you're going to maneuver yourself through all that. Or you're just going to go through it blindly and hope for come out the other end unscathed? Not going to happen. So you have to build that armor, and that's what you are working on yourself. You saying all the time, oh, now I'm aware. That's the first key. That's the first step, is being aware. Then you learn how things work. You study it, then you become it. So that's the philosophy I use. There's a lot of things that I was not aware of. I'm still not aware of a lot of things. But the things that I'm aware of, I'm trying to study it so I can become the person to be better at it. If you like what you're listening to, hit the subscribe button. We talk about all areas of self-development so you can build an old head mindset.